Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's card. And on today's show, a picture here from the college football playoffs. It is the Fiesta Bowl today in the Dome in Glendale, Arizona. Ole Miss and Miami also have picks for you from the NBA. Short card for day for Thursday. College hoops, NHL as well. So, guys, appreciate it if you give us a like, a thumbs up right away. Greatly appreciate that. Really helps us build up our audience when you do that. So let's meet the cappers, get right to the picks because we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks morning show. So, Chris, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Coming off a 1-0 day, they only had one play on the board. Was Charlotte with plus 2.5 there. Got that late buzzer three-pointer there from the Raptors. Still got the cover, so that was a good thing. And then, yeah, today's the day. Ole Miss up against Miami here. Been waiting for this one. We'll see what happens. We'll see how far we go. And ready to get to it.
Let's get to it indeed. Alinos, what's happening?
Yeah, was headed for a 1-0 day, but then couldn't resist getting on the Bulls there, and which was looking good. Was almost kicking myself for not taking the money line at one point, and then obviously they fell apart late. So yeah, the 1-1 day. The other play was on the Suns, and sure enough, they came through there. But yeah, looking for a better day today, I guess.
Yep, me too. I looked to bounce it back. Had missed here on my play yesterday in the best bet from the college basketball there. Northern or Iowa not getting it done. All right, we'll get it going here. Yep, Denver just finds a way, right? No doubt, Pistons back on that roll again. We'll see how it continues. If they can make those threes, they're going to need to do that against a good team, especially in the playoffs. We'll get to the college football here for today to get underway on Tony's Morning Show. It is the Fiesta Bowl in domes. Today's in the dome. Tomorrow's in the dome. So Miami and Ole Miss going head-to-head here. And, of course, the line right now still shows 3.5 favored by Miami, total 52.5. Although we're seeing some threes and juices pop up. Matter of fact, Pinnacle has now gone to -3, -106. So money here on Ole Miss at the sharpest book in the world. Pinnacle has 3.5 still in most other places. Circa's 3, but with juice. Bet Chris 3 with juice. These are your 3 sharpest books in the world there. Pinnacle, Bet Chris, and then, of course, the sharpest book on a land-based casino is Circa. So there you go. We'll start here. Total sits here at 52.5. We'll start with Chris.
I'm quite certain it's pretty obvious where I'm at. Personally, I got the money line. That's me. But to really tell you without any kind of emotion on there, I mean, I'll take +3 with Ole Miss. I think we at least, if we don't win, I think we'll be able to keep it close. And I am seeing a 3. So if you can grab that 3.5 with the hook, that'd be great. Get it there. But I also like the total to go over. I think we see a lot of back and forth on this. We play at a very high tempo offense, but sometimes gets reckless. So we're going to have to be careful with that. But if we can wear Miami down, we do have a chance here to wear them down and win this thing outright. But I do like the total to go over. In the end, I think no matter who wins this game, I think we're about to have to face an Indiana team that's pretty tough. So little futures there. But anyway, you can take the points with Ole Miss there. I think we do keep it close if we don't win. But the bigger play for me, I think, is the over. I think we see a lot of offense tonight.
From Chris, there's a lot of offense tonight. These are in domes here in Glendale. We'll move on over to Al Ninos.
Yeah, I was looking at the total as well here in this one, and yeah, being in the dome won't help. Ole Miss does have an explosive offense, but again, we'll be tested by this Miami defense that's really been stepping up lately. Miami's 9-5 to the under coming into this one. Ole Miss 500 on their totals, but I'll give it a different look here. Keep the any kind of potential overtime out of the equation. I'll go first half under in this one.
There we go from El Ninos. Tell you what I think here about this game. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Ole Miss side plus the 3 in the hook here. To me, it's just a difference in quarterback performance here between these two teams. Ole Miss show they can move the football on a good defense in Georgia. Ole Miss has passed for 300 yards or greater in 5 straight games. You know they play tough competition, so it's going to be all against good teams there. They defend the run well in the playoffs. Well, Miami's strength in the playoffs has been their run defense. Again, the biggest difference to me is been quarterback play. Trinidad Chambliss here, 2 playoff games, averaging 71% completions. But down the field here, 8.6 yards per pass attempt, where Carson Beck's averaging just 5.2 yards per pass attempt, 120 yards passing per game. The Hurricanes' 2 losses, they gave up 365 yards passing to SMU, 248 yards to Louisville. Look at those tapes. I think this Ole Miss passing game should be able to get it done. So I'll take Ole Miss here at plus the 3.5. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Smarter Show. We'll turn our attention over to the NBA. It is a 4-game card for today. Of course, the Trae Young trade, we kind of mentioned it yesterday, right? They were talking about him going over to Washington. Just look at the way the Atlanta Hawks have performed here without Trae. I was in Atlanta a few weeks ago, and I can tell you it's more of a Georgia Bulldog city. They do not at all, and the Braves. They like the Braves, but Chris, I don't know. You've been out there. They really don't have a whole lot of love for these Falcons or for these Hawks over there.
Yeah, not a lot of love for the Birds at all down in Atlanta. Definitely the Dogs and the Braves, but yeah, I don't know. I couldn't believe that he actually, from what I understood, he wanted to go to Washington, which is, I don't know who the hell wants to go to Washington, but okay. I mean, maybe he can save them. I don't know. It's like a bad relationship. Maybe Trae Young's the answer, but we'll see how he does. They're getting CJ McCollum, and I forget the other person they're getting.
Kispert, is it Corey Kispert?
I think so, Kispert, yeah. So we'll see how they do. I mean, the Hawks are kind of in shambles anyway, so we'll see. I don't know. As long as they keep up the pace there, should still be cashing some overs, I guess.
Expiring contract, $49 play option for Trae Young. Any thoughts there, El Nino? Son Young leaving the Hawks. Better for Atlanta? What do you think?
Yeah, better for Atlanta's defense. I mean, Trae Young always been a guy more of a scorer, than a guy that plays much defense. So, I mean, you definitely gotta think, switch your game plan a little bit, obviously, and focus more on that defense now. And is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. No, obviously Trae Young is the big name in that lineup, and it's nice to have a little star power in your lineup. But again, I think I put a lot of value in defense. It's a two-way game. You got to be able to play two ways in today's game, and offense will only get you so far. So don't think it's a terrible move for the Hawks.
There you go. There from Hawks have been playing well without him. He has to walk anyway, so I think it's a pretty good move. Get the veteran CJ in there. I think that's a good fit here, at least in the short term here for Atlanta. We'll see how it moves going forward. Kispert's a guy that's always been hurt coming off the bench, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's hear what Solo has to think, because Solo's out there from the D.C. area, and that's been a really down program over there, no doubt. All right, we'll get to the games here from the NBA. We've got the 4-game card here for Thursday. It'll feature the Pacers and the Hornets. Charlotte here, 3.5 here, total 231.5. Cavaliers and T-Wolves. It is the T-Wolves down to 2.5. There's some 2s out there, although Pinnacle's still a 3. Total 239. Heat and Bulls. Heat on the road, 7.5. Total 238. Closes out tonight with the Dallas and the Jazz. Jazz gave a fight yesterday against the OKC Thunder. SGA needed a buzzer beater to send to overtime. It is Mavericks, 7.5. So the 8s are pretty much gone now. Total 240. We start with Chris. Injury report first. Yep. Injuries here for Indiana. No Jackson, no Mathurin, no Toppin. For Charlotte, Kalkbrenner, Brandon Miller, one of their shooters. He's out. Plumlee and Williams as well. Heat and Bulls, no Rozier. Hawkins is questionable. For Chicago, no Collins, no Giddey. White, Smith are both questionable. Cleveland and Minnesota, we have Strus and Wade out for Cleveland. Nance is questionable. Tyson and Livingston are probable there. For Minnesota, just Shannon out here for Minnesota. Dallas and Utah, we know Irving's still on the report. PJ Washington doubtful, and we've got Brandon Williams questionable for Utah. No Love, no Niang out. Keep an eye on that injury report. It is a back-to-back. We don't worry marking in someone they like to sit. So and Keontae George has been on the injury report as well, but he's off the report. But just keep an eye on these two players because they have been injury prone. You can even say Nurkic as well. So keep an eye on those three throughout the day. We go on over to Chris.
Yeah, in this first one here, I'm going to take Charlotte -3.5. Grab it now. It was -2.5. Looked like when I looked at it last night. So it is rising a little bit there. But Charlotte does really well as a back-to-back at home. They're 4-0 against the spread on back-to-back games at home. So they should be able to take care of the Pacers tonight there. But grab that number before it gets any higher. Another one I'm looking at here, Miami and Chicago. Chicago as a home underdog, 7-2. I'd rather just have the points there. With Miami on the road here. I'll just take the 7.5 there with the Bulls. And then Jazz and the Mavericks, I'm definitely taking that plus 7.5 there with the Jazz. We'll be watching the market and news, make sure Keontae George is in there. But this Mavericks team just not good on the road. I mean, you look at them, it's, what is it, 5-11 in road games for these Mavs against the spread there. Jazz covering pretty well at home, especially as the home underdog, 11-6 against that. So I'd rather have the points with the Jazz.
Yeah, that Mavericks team, an ugly game against Sacramento. They were behind for pretty much the entire game and had to pull it out at the end there. Move on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of unders today. It looks like a lot of teams trending that way. First up, Pacers Hornets. Pacers coming in at 22-15, the under. The Hornets at 22-14 to the under. Next up, you got the Cavs. Cavs are 21-17 to the under. Minnesota 20-17 to the under. So I'll take another under there. Miami is also 20-17 to the under, going up against the Bulls that are 21-16 to the under. So take the under there. And maybe I'm just mad at the Bulls from last night, but I was leaning towards I know it's a couple more points than I'd like to, and really shouldn't be in this much rush to lay this many points with the Heat, but leaning that way after that disappointing fourth quarter there for the Bulls last night. And Miami does have the rest advantage in that one.
And there we go with Al Ninos here. Tell you what I think here about these games. I'm going to look at Minnesota here, laying the number here. Cavs have not been defending the three-point line very well. You look over the past 2 weeks, giving 40% here from three. The Wolves have covered 4 of 5 with good shooting over the past 2 weeks, hitting 50%, 36% from three. I'll look at Minnesota in that spot. Yeah, I can only look at the points with the Bulls. Both teams showing some pretty negative cover numbers here. But Heat over the past 2 weeks, the defense has been bad. They're giving up 49% shooting. The Bulls in the better defensive form. I'll take it plus the points there at home. Mavs and Jazz, yeah, I can only look at the Utah here. Utah, we said yesterday, they've been shooting the ball pretty well. You look over the past 2 weeks, 50% from the field, 40% from three. What was it again, I'm kicking myself for not making this game a Utah premium, but hey, they're showing the numbers that they can compete. When you can shoot like that, you can compete, especially with the Thunder team that's had their issues here hitting threes and probably getting a little worn out again. Remember, Utah played – their basketball was over last year in mid-April. OKC played all the way to mid-June. Okay, they played 2 months more of basketball than Utah. So OKC could be worried out. We also talked about how the month of January, we're starting to ram and jam these games. These NBA teams had a lot of rest in November, December. We're right now in the ram and jam time. We're starting to see those Friday, Saturday back-to-back game situations. So keep an eye here. And the league is pretty much, and that's when you start to see the injuries and the team starting to wear out. Again, a team like OKC played 2 months more of basketball than the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. Turn our attention over to college hoops for today. We'll break it up in 2 blocks. We do have an early game on Flow Sports there. For those that like Flow Sports, there you go. All right, so in this first block, we're going to cover the games here at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, all the way, and include the games here at 8:30 Eastern time. We'll include the 8:30 in this one. We'll touch the 9 in Eastern and later for the second block. And let's see some of the notable games here in this block. A lot of small colleges in action for today. I'm trying to find a big conference here that has games. It's a for those. Yeah, that's going to be. I think there's a 3:30 game here with Michigan State, if I'm not. Yeah, Northwestern Michigan State here. Michigan State laying 12.5 up to 13 now, total 143. And what else do we have at the 7 Eastern spot? I think we had a few of them that were bigger conferences here, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. It's a lot of small conference play here in this first block, so we'll just turn it right on over to Chris.
Yeah, we're definitely going to touch that Northwestern Michigan State game. 142.5 there. I think we get up and over that total. If I had to pick a side there, would lay it with Michigan State big. Grab it 12.5, 13. But I think the bigger play, excuse me, is the over 142.5. Another one I'm looking at, where's it at? Austin P. Florida Gulf Coast. I mean, that's where we're resulting to today. I don't have any SEC to look at, so I had to look at these lesser schools here, but I like Austin P on the road there, plus 3.5. They seem to be covering a lot better than Florida Gulf Coast. So we'll take that there. Shooting 3-point well, not allowing too many turnovers. So we'll do that. And then the one in the 8:30 block that I'm looking at is Rutgers, Illinois. And I've got 146.5. I'm taking that over. I think we see a lot of back and forth between these two teams. It's a big number with Illinois. It's 22.5, it looks like. I'd rather just take the over in that matchup.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Alninos.
Yeah, I was going to start off with a small lean towards Hawks there over Towson. Early there at 12:30 Eastern start in that one. Next one up I was looking at was this one should be a pretty one. Fairleigh Dickinson coming in at a 4-11, but that's twice as many wins as Chicago State has managed to earn themselves so far. So I'll lay the small number there with Fairleigh Dickinson. And up next is I got Coastal Carolina over Old Dominion. Another small home favorite there, laying a few points with Coastal. Next up, I had UT Martin, road favorite here, small road favorite over Morehead State. And we included the 8:30s.
Yes, we did.
Are we cutting them off? Okay. So again, another small home favorite here in SIU Edwardsville. Just think they're the better team here, and should get it done against Little Rock. Cover the small number for us. And last but not least, I took a quick look at this Rutgers Illinois game and ended up on another under here. With Rutgers is 8-7 the over, but Illinois 10-4 the under, and both these teams play at a very slow pace. So I'll take the under in that Rutgers Illinois.
There we go. Here from El Nino's here. I'll tell you here what the one game I'm looking at in this block is Michigan State. I'm just going to lay it with them with Spartans. They are tops in defensive efficiency in the conference, getting up just 29% from three, 43% around the hole. Very strong on the glass. They're making their threes, 82% at the line. Northwestern, 17th in defensive efficiency against the conference. A team that doesn't force turnovers, but giving up 62% inside. On offense, they only make 27% from three. These numbers are all against conference opponents. Wildcats have missed the cover in 8 of 11. Spartans over the past 2 months, good shooting and defensive form. 48% shooting, 40% from three, giving up just 39% overall. I'll look at Michigan State and just laying that big number. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. We'll continue here. Block 2 in college hoops. This block we go from 9 Eastern all the way to the 11:30 Eastern game, the Santa Clara Gonzaga game. So in this block, we'll have notable games here. Ohio State, Oregon. There we see Oregon laying 3. There's some 2.5s popping up, total 153. San Francisco, Loyola Marymount. Loyola Marymount 1, total 140.5. Santa Clara and Gonzaga. Gonzaga laying 15 in this one, total 165. It looks to me like everything else are the small conferences here today. A lot of action here from Big West in there as well there. So we'll start off here with Chris.
Yeah, only one I'm touching on this one here. Definitely Ohio State, Oregon. Both these teams scoring the ball very well. Very good field goal percentages on this. So I've got 152.5, 153. Wherever you can get it, take it over. I think we see a lot of back and forth between these two. Neither one giving up very many turnovers. Shooting a three-pointer very well. Their free throw percentage is great. So I think we get up and over that total, no problem between these two.
There we go with Chris. We move on over to El Nino's.
Yeah, I'll agree with that over there. Now, both these teams do play at a slower pace, but as you mentioned, been pretty efficient from the floor. Oregon coming in 9-6 the over, so I'll agree on that over there. A couple other teams I liked was Montana State over Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington's just been a terrible season so far, just 2-12 coming into this one now. Thing that does concern me a little bit here is Montana State just 2-6 on the road, but I think they can improve that road record in this one and cover the small number for us. So I'll go Montana State in that one. I liked Idaho over Montana there at home, 5-0 at home. Montana just 2-3 on the road, so I'll lay a small number there with Idaho. Seattle, Oregon State. I was also leaning to Seattle there, laying lay up to 6, I guess, with them. I think they win this one by 2 possessions plus. So I'll go Seattle in that one.
They're from El Nino, so I got a couple here. I like Ohio State here, plus the 3 in this one. Oregon here, a team that turns the ball over against the Big Ten. Only 49% shooting inside, 68% at the line. They're a team that doesn't force turnovers defensively, struggles on the glass. Ohio State here hits their threes, hits their twos, 59% from 2-point distance for these Buckeyes to defend the paint very well. Buckeyes on the road hitting 51%, 42% from 3, and holding teams to 28% from 3. I'll take Ohio State plus the points. I'll take San Francisco, lay the short number here against San Francisco. The Dons here, when you look at this Lions team, they've dropped 6 of 9 with really bad defense. They've given up 51% shooting or worse in 3 of their past 4 games. And I'll look at them in this spot here against this Loyola Marymount team, San Francisco minus the 1. All right, let's continue here on 26 more show. Turn our attention on over to NHL here, and pretty big card today from the NHL. Probably we'll just go ahead and let El Ninos just give us what he has here in this card for today. So El Ninos NHL, just give us what you got in NHL.
All right, let's see. A couple interesting matchups here. First up, I'm looking at the Panthers and the Canadiens there. The Canadiens obviously playing the better hockey, playing some pretty good hockey actually coming into this one, but I think the Panthers make the most of their rest advantage. Canadiens are on their back-to-back, so tough spot against a pretty good team here. Obviously still dealing with a bunch of injuries are the Panthers, but I think they make the most of this spot and come in and get the job done there in Montreal. So I'll lay this little bit of juice with the Panthers. Next up, Sabres-Rangers should be another good matchup here. Rangers definitely have the talent to win this one, but Sabres just playing the much better hockey, coming in 9-1 over the last 10 games. And Rangers still kind of struggling to find much consistency there. So I'll side with the more consistent team here, just playing the better hockey in Buffalo. Moving on. What else did we have? Oilers, Jets. I got to go with the Oilers in that one. The Jets let us down one more time, and I think this is going to be a tough matchup here. Oilers just beat them a couple times recently as well, so don't think it's the best spot. Could they snap out their losing streak? Absolutely. I mean, they could any day, but until they do, I'll take the Oilers here in this matchup. The Avalanche over the Senators. Yeah, it's a big number, but I'll take the Avs there on the puck line. They dropped a couple coming into this one. They did have a tough matchup here in Tampa, but I think this is a pretty good bounce back spot for them. So, Senators haven't been terrible themselves, but Avs just the better team here. So I'll lay the puck line with them on their home ice. Wild Kraken. Kraken kind of falling apart a little bit lately. The Wild have been kind of falling apart a little bit. Obviously, the team I've liked backing more, but I think in this spot we go with take a little shot on the Kraken here in this one. Take a shot at some plus money with the home team there. And Blue Jackets, Golden Knights. I'll take the road dog in that one. Take a small shot again on some plus money with the Blue Jackets, just playing the better hockey. So take a small shot there on Columbus.
Yeah, from El Ninos. All right, we got you through our sports coverage for today. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment, where Cabot's giving a parlay team player prop game of the future. They'll make the call here. We start with Chris.
Yeah, we'll go with a couple money lines here. Give me the Jazz money line and paired up with my Rebels money line. Solo would tell you got to dance with the girl you came with. We've been in a relationship for a long time, so give me the Rebels to win it tonight. And then your goal scorer is Zach Werenski with the Blue Jackets to get us a goal tonight.
There we go with Chris. We move on over to El Ninos.
I'll go all hockey today, I guess, and go Sabres, Oilers, and Avs. You could take them regulation if you prefer on the parlay, but if it's single bets, just go ahead and take them puck line.
All right, I'll take here the Bulls plus the points, the Jazz plus the points, and I'll lay the point. And I'll take the points here with Oregon tonight. All right, we got you through our parlay purple segment. Now it's time to see what our Cabras have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big week. Next 5 days, all football playoffs, 2 days of college, 3 days of the NFL. So it's coming up really big here, guys. Good time to get that 7-day all sports pass with all these sports overlapping because the NBA, college hoops, NHL, they don't slow down for these football playoffs. There's a lot of overlap right now, guys. You can check on over to our site over at Tony's Picks. You'll see our top performers, leaderboards, and showcasing our best performances here over on Tony's Picks. Of course, we'll look and see what Chris has got for sale right now. Chris has been red hot over on the leaderboards, as you can see here, putting together impressive numbers on over at the site. Pull this up here real quick. There with Chris Atkins, 1,043 units of profit. This is all based on $100 unit wager size. Chris, what do you got for sale?
I guess got your one play in the NBA tonight. Maybe looking for some lines here closer to play time here. We'll see what happens on a happy hour. Be watching out for some injury reports. I am watching a couple of these other games, but do have one in the NBA so far. Nothing in college basketball. Didn't want to touch anything premium today. You guys know I typically cover the SEC, but yeah, like Tony said, 7-day pass here. We got a ton of action coming up with college basketball, NBA. We still have two more college football games here after tonight, and then NFL playoffs as well. So hop on something there. We're heading towards the weekend. You guys like that 3-day pass? That'll get you all the way through the weekend with everything I cover. Get you all that late steam action as well. Get you the props. Anything that's included is that as well. So hop on there. 2-for-1 capper. Pair us up together. You guys see who's doing well. Let us both go to work for you. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Going to save you that 15% off of those. And yeah, let's just continue to try to do well.
That's right. Get on board with Chris over at Tony's Picks to see the great results here from Chris over on the site. All documented here from Chris. 7 days has been green across the screen on all the major sports, as you can see here, totaling up 1,043 units of profit. So get on board with Chris right now. His best bet is on the board right now. Affordable price. And remember, profit guarantee on our one-day passes means they must turn a profit or not purchase. Will be credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Get on board with Chris. We talked about that long-term subscription here. 7 days, a good time to get right now, guys, with the sports overlap. Get on board, and you can apply that Tony T promo code to save 20% off that, 15% off that a 7-day pass or any of the passes up there. So get on board and get signed up. Let's take a look, see what Al Ninos has got for sale right now over at Tony's Picks. Al's also been pretty impressive. Numbers have been strong here in college football throughout the season. Al, what do you got for sale?
Yeah, just so far for today, just got my NHL play, but definitely got my eye on this college football game, which should be up shortly as well if you want to check that one out as well. Also have my Monday Night Football up there if you've been missing the NFL and want to get in on that action early. Go ahead and grab that. But again, your best way to go is getting all those plays and getting the long-term 2-for-1 capper pass. Pair me up with your favorite capper. And again, get all the Steam plays emailed right to you.
That's right, guys. Get both Al Ninos over at Tony's Picks. Alpha Dog here from NHL. Also ready to go with the playoff in the NFL Monday night game up there. So get on board. 1-day passes, profit guarantee. Long-term subscriptions are not because we sold them at such a discount. 7-day pass is perfect with 5 days of football playoffs coming up between the colleges and the NFL. And, of course, all your hoops and hockey action from Al for 7 days. Remember, all of our member plays are in the system by 11 a.m. Eastern time. We continue to handicap throughout the day and night. Looking for winners for you guys throughout the day and night here with late steam plays. So anytime we put a pick in between 2 hours before 10 between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, that pick is emailed right to your inbox using the email that you use when you sign up for the service. Late steam available on all long-term subscriptions as well as props. We have fully automated the props on our system, pick system for NFL, for NBA, for NHL. Those are also included at no extra charge when you get the long-term subscription. So get on board here with Al Ninos long-term and get signed up. All right, guys. I've got best bet on the board right now, college football, also NBA with the best bet. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks and match me up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. I match this up and use that promo code as well. Tony T at checkout. Save yourself that 15% off. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. And, of course, you can head on over to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of great content up there for you right now. Just type Tony's Picks in the search console, and you'll be able to get right onto our page here over on the YouTube. Just hit Tony's Picks. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And, of course, anytime we're live, you'll see it, whether we'll be on landscape or in the phone feature there in the vertical for both of your viewing pleasures. I got my compilations up right now for NBA, college football deep dives, college basketball deep dives are up there for you right now. NBA is up and ready to go. Props. We got some props from Chris, and we also have some NBA props coming in here from Alessandro today. So Alessandro with the NBA props, Chris with the hit list from the NHL up there. Of course, our playlist here from NFL, college football. Ramon's also, and DeAndre also has a pick here from that Ole Miss game tonight against Miami. So is Alessandro coming in here. So we're locked and loaded here with our bowl coverage for you today. Football coverage, NBA up there as well. College basketball, a lot of coverage for you here in the college basketball format here. Looks like Ramon has got some for you here. A couple of games here. Also 9 college basketball picks here from Alessandro. So he's really locked and loaded here today, ready to roll. NHL and more, guys. So check out our channel. We've got lots of great content up there. Of course, Chris, your NHL hit list been a big hit over on the site.
It's been pretty popular, it seems like. I appreciate everybody for that and the likes and the comments and everything and all the support. I got your 5 goal scorers today. That's just the data that I had last night was 5 games. And then I do see some more had gotten added. We got the full slate. So you will have some more in the comments here before puck drop. So be looking for that. And yeah, as long as I've got data, you guys will have a video. You'll have some more NFL coming up soon as we get those games, and still continuing with the NHL. Once NHL takes a break for the Olympics, I will dive into basketball. Been watching that as far as props. So yeah, we'll continue putting out the hit list every day as long as I've got data.
There you go. There from Chris, and of course El Nino's. You see some of your plays here on demand. Also been a big contributor here on the morning shows, and we see those reels as well.
Yeah, mostly morning shows lately, so make sure you keep tuning in here. But also don't forget to check out all the other great content you got over at Tony Spick's YouTube channel. Tons of videos, tons of picks, so go check them out.
That's right, guys. Lots of picks up there. They're easy here. The best way to navigate through our site, as you can see here, is just land on the homepage and just check out our playlist, because that's where you'll be able to find our plays. We usually publish them for the newest plays, the newest picks show on the front, but you can also navigate and check out all the plays that are there for the day. So just land right there on our homepage on the YouTube there, and just check out the playlist. As you scroll up, you'll see our live shows, 5 live shows over our channel, all chat interactive, so you guys can interact with us here on the morning show, as well as the night move show with Ramon and DeAndre. A full rundown on the entire card here for you. So they have a nice show for you up today. It comes on at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So for those of you in the Central Time Zone, in the Eastern Time Zone, you can wake up and watch on demand night moves. Or those of folks out in Europe, that's morning time for you, live 3 a.m. Eastern time. Look ahead with Alessandro, midnight Eastern time. Get ahead of those line moves with Alessandro. Thorough look on the entire card for today from Alessandro. A lot of college hoops coverage in there for you. Daily Dangle with Rod. Complete rundown NHL, all the latest information from the NHL, from goalies to injuries. Check it out there, Daily Dangle at 1 Eastern time. Also, happy hour airs at 5 p.m. Eastern time with Rod. You'll often see Ron in there. And DeAndre popped in there as well. So we get some of our cappers will pop in on that happy hour. Check it out here, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's the last look at all the games before they go off. Late news, injury news, even trade news that may pop in. Check it out, happy hour. Get those picks right before game time on the happy hour, guys. So check it out there if you would. All right, guys, here with you, as we said, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, Tony Six Morning Show, live and on-demand content on the YouTube channel. We're live here as well, always for you guys here in the mornings at 5 p.m. at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Appreciate everybody in the chat with their comments for today. There, looks like our man Ron Hahn, like an Ole Miss, the Jazz, and the T-Wolves. So let's good luck to you. Cal Dog, appreciate you as well. Alessandro in there. 1 hour look ahead. Covered every single sport, even soccer and tennis. Yeah, tennis is back in action, guys. We're not too far away from the Australian Open. And, both Ramon and Alessandro are into the tennis, and we document tennis on our site. So check it out, guys. Midnight on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Check it out here on Alessandro's show on the look ahead up there right now. Anything he finds an edge on, he'll cover it. So that's true with Alessandro there. Into the EPL as well. So tennis is up there. I've been watching some of that from they're in New Zealand right now, making their way over to Australia here. As you know, it's the summer now in Australia. So getting close to the Australian Open. All right, guys. Back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. East time. It is the Tony Six Morning Show. Any closing thoughts from you guys before we close it out?
Yep. The edge and darts. Do not bet against the gassy dart throwers. Apparently, they like to let it rip to throw their opponents off. So there's an edge
Oh
for
my
you in
God.
darts.
That's a little too much information. There you go, guys.
Hey, you got to dig deep sometimes, to
Yeah.
find these edges.
Yeah. Just like don't bet against the chubby guys in highlight. That's kind of another thing. Another thing there. All right, guys, that's going to do it here for the show. When we get by, you guys make a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on